G'day guys, Lucas here from Williams & Co Cricket. Today I'm going to do a video on everyone's favourite thing when you buy a brand new cricket bat, knocking in. Now, it is a process that takes time, it's noisy, and it annoys every single one of your family members. But it needs to be done. Alright, so first of all I'm going to explain to you guys what knocking in is and why we need to do it. Okay, so when you buy a bat, or when you buy one of my bats, every single bat gets pressed. A lot of people think, okay, my bat's been pressed, that means it's ready to go, it's knocked in. No, it's not the case. Not the case at all. You still need to knock in your bat. Now, I'm just going to go through in this short video, first of all, the first part, what you need to do in knocking in your bat. So, I've got an example here. We're going to work with this brand new bat. This one is a beast. It weighs 213, so it's really quite meaty. Picks up fantastic. And this is going to be our guinea pig. We're going to knock this one in. Now, when you get your bat, the first thing that you should do is give your bat a light coat of oil. Now, what oil do we use? We use raw linseed oil. That's what you need to use to oil your bat. Now, you only need about a teaspoon and rub it in. I use your hands. Rub it in with your hands through the face, around the side, around the back, the toe, the shoulders. Is very important. Now my bats, every single bat that I make comes oiled. It's already oiled, but when you get it, give it another oil. Okay, so that is step number one, oil your bat. Now, what are we trying to do when we knock in our bat? Well, we're trying to harden the face of this bat to withstand a cricket ball, which is a hard ball, coming at a rate of knots onto this face, and you swinging at the same time, which is going to cause a big collision. Now, the more time you put in to knocking your bat in, the better it is going to be for this bat. And the better it's going to play. More importantly, it needs to play well. So, to start with, where do we start? Where do we start? A lot of people just get the mallet and just start hitting wherever. That's fine, you can do that. But my bats, they are softer pressed. Now I prefer a soft press because you get a beautiful feel. When you middle that ball, it stays hit and it feels beautiful. A harder bat, it is just a little bit different. It just doesn't sound as deep. It's quite tinny sounding, and sometimes when you overpress a bat, it does not perform the way that it should. Now, I have hit this bat already, so what you'll see if I hold this bat up to the camera, here's some dints. You'll see some dints or some dents, as you can see. Now, how did that happen? Well, first of all, in knocking in a cricket bat, you need a cricket bat mallet. Now, the one I use is a little bit heavier than what most people will get from their local sports store or anything like that. So this one is a little bit heavier, meaning that when I hit it, there's more force going through it, therefore it dents. Now my bats, you will get dents. 100% you'll get dents because I prefer a softer press. Now, the aim of what you need to do is you need to hit this bat until you cannot see any more dents, until it is quite flat, and it takes time. It's not something that's going to take 5 minutes. It may take 2 hours. It may take more, it may take less. So what I like to do is I like to start in a small little square. So let's start in a square. Let's hit that square until that square is flat. Once you can see that it's flat and there's no visible dents, as you can see there, no visible dents, move on to a next little part. Now, when it comes to the edges of the cricket bat, my bats have been, the edges have been oiled and boned, meaning I've taken a lot of the hard work out, so you don't need to go too hard on the edges. I've almost pre-knocked in those edges for you. So when it comes to the edge, what we need to do, we do not want to just whack the side of this cricket bat. Do not do that, you'll crack the bat for sure. What you need to do is you need to be soft and you need to glide off. Like that, you have to glide off the edge from the face. So, that's how you have to start the edges. Now, I'm just going to give this bat a bit more of a whack so you can see some more dents. I'm going to try and focus on a couple of areas to try and flatten them out. So, here we go. Okay, so I've started, put up this way. I've started just with a square here, which you may be able to see on the camera, you might not be able to, but it is flattening out. When you start, do not start hitting really hard. Start soft and build up and build up and build up. You don't want to be whacking the mallet hard on that face. You don't want to be dinting it too much because that can cause cracking. If you go too hard, you may run the risk of cracking the face of this bat, which we don't want. Now, some people might say, well, what about Extra-Tech? When do we put Extra-Tech on? Now, if my clients have selected on my website or have rung and asked me, can you please knock in the bat, which I do for an extra $50 charge, I will knock in the bat first and then I will apply the Extra-Tech after I've knocked the bat in. Now, that can't happen all the time. Some people don't want their bats knocked in and they want to do it themselves. So therefore, I'll apply the Extra-Tech and then they can go away and knock their bat in. So the first step, that's our first step, is we need to align all of those dents so we do not see any dents on the face of the bat at all. Now, it takes time. It takes time. Please take your time. Don't rush this process. Just thinking of it as you're adding extra insurance onto your bat by taking your time and doing it longer and longer and longer. You want to have confidence in the bat that when you get to the point where you can take it out to the middle, it's not going to crack, it's not going to break, and it's going to be a beautiful playing surface. Now, by doing this, you are adding to the performance of the bat. It is only going to get better and better and better the more knocking in you do and the more use that goes on. So, in this video, that was our first little step of knocking in a cricket bat. So the next one, what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one in the next video. You're going to see that this bat has had the face and the surface knocked in. You'll see that there's no dents. It is a nice flat rounded face. Therefore, we can move on to the next step, which is going to be using a ball. It's going to be throwdowns and it's going to be slow bowling with an old ball. It takes time to be able to work up to a brand new ball hitting the face of this surface. Anyway, guys, thank you. This is part 1 of how to knock in a cricket bat.